Summer Cup, turned up en masse to watch games. It was exciting, and numbers suggest that it's going to be a really open competition this year, with all teams vying for first their spot in the top 4 and then the eventual title to win the Forestry Tasmanian Southern Premier League.
That's right, viewers, the season's here.
That's right, Cal. Season 2012 is upon us, and we're going to have a look at the 8 teams involved this season.
Jules, will kick it off with South Hobart. They dominated again last year. They won everything on offer. Who do you think will be the big players for them this year, considering they've lost a lot of experience?
They have lost a lot of experience, but they do have Shay Hickey, Hugh Ludford, Loic Farrell, and those sorts of players still around the club, and they will be the core players in this season. Obviously, Loic has been fantastic. Dylan Possum is another promising youngster. And of course, Andy Brennan has been amongst the goals this season and scored some great ones in the Summer Cup.
Yeah, Brennan will be important. So will Ludford. Let's hear what he had to say at the season opener.
As everyone knows, we've obviously lost a core amount of players from last year, a few of the older lads. Some of the younger lads have stepped up in the Hudson Cup especially, so I think we're looking pretty well prepared for this Friday night against the Knights out at KG5.
Jules, next cab off the rank, Tilford Zebras. They have to go in as strong favourites this year. Of course, they've picked up a new coaching regime. Eamon Kelly comes on board, as does Nick Harrison. Who will stand out for them this year?
Look, I think Zebras are title favourites this season, Callan. I think they've got a fantastic squad. Obviously, they've got John Foley Donahue now. They've also picked up Aaron Brasendale, John's brother, Pat Foley, Juma Babara. So they've got a very, very strong squad.
Yes, Jules, they've picked up some great signings. Disappointing loss for them in the Summer Cup final, but Andrew Taliga is confident that they can turn that round in the season.
Andrew, a bit of a disappointing result on the weekend, but the real stuff starts this weekend.
No, that's exactly right. We had good preparation, and I don't think the loss on the weekend is going to taint our main goal for the year. That's to perform well during the season, give the title a good shot. Certainly don't want to be 10 plus points behind any sort of potential winner.
Snapping at their heels, Jules, will be the Kingborough Lions. They had a great start to the 2012 as they took out the Summer Cup final. They too have a new coaching regime, the Brains Trust, Kevin Wright and Matthew Rhodes, who seems to have them fit and raring to go. Who will be the key players for them this year, Jules?
At this stage, Joel Scutt looks in fantastic form. He looks one of the players of the year so far. He had a fantastic Summer Cup and he's been inspirational for them. Obviously, David Cooper's always amongst the goals. Mark Isley is strong at the back, and of course their captain Marcello Marchioli, who really leads the team and scored on the weekend and really set up the win for them.
Yeah, let's hear what he had to say.
Great start to 2012 on the weekend. How's everything looking going to the season proper?
Yeah, it was a good start for us. It's a bit of a bonus for us to win the Summer Cup, having, I don't think, really being anyone backing us as favourites to take the Summer Cup when it started, so it's a bonus for us. Gives us a bit more belief going into the season. Our original aim is top 4, but I think the boys are a bit confident of going deep into that top 4.
Jules, everyone likes getting out and watching the CSC, the Clare Street Elite, Newtown Eagles. How are they going to fare this year?
I think they're going to do well, Callan. I think top 4 finish is definitely in sight for them this year after last year's performance, making the final of the statewide final series and also obviously finishing in the top 4 in the last day of the season. They've got Mark Page at the back who leads well. Obviously Ben Whitehall's got a great set piece and a good cross, and they've got one of the most talented strikers up front, Adam McEwen, so they'll be dangerous.
Yes, and with Pitchford at the back and Pitchford in charge, it'll be interesting to see how they go in 2012.
Very good season last year, obviously making the top 4 for the first time in a long time, also making the statewide final. How's everything this year? Is there any pressure to top that this year?
Look, I guess there is a little bit of pressure that we can feel around the camp. We want to do better. We feel like we choked a bit in the final. It wasn't our best game. I think we performed better in the other 2 games that we had away than what we actually did in the final. So I think there is pressure for us to do extremely well this weekend. I know we want to do well. We want to finish higher than just the top 4, aim for at least first or second spot.
The right to learn, the mating crowd around.
Olympia have finished 7th in the last 2 seasons, but perhaps in 2012 there'll be a better result on the horizon?
That's right, Cal. I think they would have felt they've underachieved in the past 2 seasons, but they seem to have found some goal-scoring form, especially through Warren Wadawu, who's been in fantastic form in the Summer Cup.
Yeah, don't we love Woz at the moment, and they've still got that experience in the middle of the park through Josh Fielding. Let's hear what newly appointed captain Costa Grillis had to say at the season opener.
Costa Olympia has struggled in the last couple of seasons, there's no doubt about that, but this season's looking a little bit more promising.
Yeah, so far so good. We've been training pretty hard on, we've got the new pitch out there at Warrane, so all the boys have been putting in a hard effort. We started pre-season about November, and we're actually feeling really good this year. We're fitter than where we were last year, so we take that into a bit more consideration leading into the season. The boys are more switched on this year, which makes it good for confidence coming into the first game. We've got a big clash on Saturday night, so we're looking forward to that one. But like you say, just take it one game at a time and just see where we end up. We're not going to look too far forward into the season.
Jules, after their imports' impact on the game last year, it'll be interesting to see how Clarence fare in 2012.
Yeah, I think it could be a very interesting season for Clarence. Whether they can recover from the loss of their imports remains to be seen, but in the Summer Cup so far they have looked a little bit shaky.
Jules, key players for them this year?
Ben Hamlet has returned from America, so he'll be a massive inclusion for them. Aaron Cairns from Scotland has signed and he's looked quite promising so far. Unfortunately he did get a knock in his first game, but he's looking good. Joseph Stevens is always good. Matthias Toghill, Matthew Lewis, Nathan Rees, so they've got a good squad.
Matthew, there's predictions from some quarters that Clarence might not fare that well this season. What's your reaction to that?
I think that's maybe a bit of a reactionary call after our underwhelming Summer Cup, you could say. We've always sort of built into the season. We've never really put a focus on Summer Cup as being something we want to be peaking that early. And we've seen in the last couple of weeks behind closed doors that everything's picked up in training, numbers are getting better. I think we've almost got our first 11 ready and primed for this weekend. So.
Jules, the Glenorchy Knights sees us with another father-son combo. Chris Hay in charge of his son who's come over from Olympia, Jaden Hay. How will they fare in 2012?
Look, it could be a year of consolidation for the Knights this year. I think top 4 might be out of reach, but they have signed Simon Strang, who's a very promising player. Obviously, Jaden Hay also has been fantastic in pre-season, and they've got the stalwarts there: Benny Peter, Alex Holmes, Jacob Hoogsley, Matthew Nowicki, Will Roberts, and also Justin Latico has looked fantastic. So some of the younger guys are coming through.
Benny Peter always plays a big role within our club. Not just playing wise, but he's a big role model for our guys, especially me. Holmesy plays like that who need to look up to players like Benny. But he generally leads from the front, and he'll be vital for us this year.
You've had a few coach changes over the last 12 months. Obviously, Chris Hay's in there now. How's he sort of faring?
Oh, I don't know. He's looking at me. I can't. No, yeah, he's excellent. He knows what he's on about. Trainings are really good. Formations are excellent. Yeah, he's really good.
Jules, finally we've got University up from League One. They're a proud club. What can we expect from them?
Obviously results so far, Callan, haven't been great for University, but they're putting a team together, and obviously they're yet to stabilise, but things are looking good, and Julian Proud believes their club will fare well.
Jules, obviously you're hot favourites to go back down to League One, but I presume that you don't want that to happen.
Look, I think that where we've started off this year so far, it's been difficult for Uni. It's a normality for Uni to not have all its players back until University starts. I haven't been to all the trainings this year so far, and it's interesting to see the numbers come over the last number of weeks. Last 2 in particular, we've had another 5 players come along. We've got a young Frenchman playing, a couple of English guys who have been here, came over last year, Booth brothers, and a couple of guys from the north, so that's exciting for us, and the coach is doing a good job blending them in.
So the 2012 season is upon us. Stay with us throughout the year as we bring it to you all live from the back post.